Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 9 of our Enigmatica 6 Let's Play. Where today we're going to work on refined storage, but in the interim, I did a thing. However, I see an Enderman out there on my map, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep through this night, and we're going to take care of that guy. I did find another Enderman in between episodes, so I got one Ender Pearl. So I have enough now to make my elevator. Let me turn that light level overlay off. Hey, buddy. Through the door. That's right, sucker. Now you can't do nothing to me. Not that I really take much damage from anyway with my armor. It doesn't hit that hard anymore, but hey, we got another Ender Pearl. Sweet. But anyway, so I cleaned this up. So we have our all of our stuff is nice and clean looking out here. Well, relatively. I didn't move those underneath, but I didn't feel a need to. But it looks nice here. I did have to do this. I wish that there were facades available. I don't know if there are yet. If anybody does know, leave a comment. I did look up facades, but I only see the XNet facades, which I don't believe you can use those to cover any cable. And then this is a integrated dynamics facade, so I don't know how those work with refined storage, with mechanism. But real quick, I would love to make an elevator, except for the fact that I have no wool. So we're gonna be going on a sheep shearing fiesta because there are a ton of them around our base, and I probably should like figure out a way to automate that. But anyway, so you see down here, looks nice, you know, clean. I ran our power through our wall, and I decided to go ahead and carve out behind all this just a 3x3 space. So we can run cables, we can have like a sink back here for water and everything. So yeah, so our resin comes in here. This is tucked into the wall, which I like because this is our output power. This is outputting to our, well, technically it's outputting power to the input of our energy cube. So it's not like accessible, it's like out of the way here. And this one that's actually in the way is our output power or input power, however you want to look at it. This is the power we're going to use for our machines, all right? That's how that goes. So yeah, and then we can run all our cables back here. Our feral flare lantern did not light up this whole area. I found the, I don't know why that is so laggy right there too. This area, it was laggy earlier too. But anyway, feral flare lantern not working that far, at least. I could put another one back here, and to be honest, I probably will since I made extra. But I'm not too concerned about it. Today, we need to get into refined storage. I've been saying we're going to get into refined storage for at least one episode now. So let's actually do it. So to get started, we need some stuff. We need our slime. I don't know if 6 slime balls will be enough, but we'll find out. Excuse me there. Let me go ahead and process these just so that I get them out of my inventory. We can put our cables away for now. I did end up making more basic universal cables, and I just went all out and made 64 of them. So, yeah. Clean up our inventory here real quick so that we can get into refined storage. Okay, so refined storage. Refined storage is basically a computer system for Minecraft. It's a computer in a computer. Basically, it is a storage system that you can get your disks. You can put your disk into your disk drive and connect it to your controller, and then hook your controller up with cables to your grid. And it basically makes it so that you can store. It's like a giant chest, but it can do so much more. It can do auto crafting. It can do a bunch of stuff, fluid management. It's basically chests to the max. But this is a 16K storage disk, and this can store 16,000 different individual items. Refined storage versus Applied Energy 6.2, which is another mod that serves a similar purpose. And I believe, actually, I think, is Applied Energy 6 in here? AE2? No. Okay, Applied Energy 6 isn't in this pack. It's refined storage all the way. AE2 is a similar mod, does similar things. AE2 can be more complicated to set up and get into. but it can also do more. Anyway, long story short, we're going to get into this. It's basically a chest that holds 16,000 different items, and you can have 10 of them in a disk drive, and you can have as many disk drives as you want, many storage disks as you want. So yeah, and I believe there's actually a expansion, excuse me, to this with yeah, extra storage that has different. Actually, is that all it had? No, it allows you to get like massive discs and everything like that. 256,000 items in one disc. So, yeah, good stuff. So let's get going. So to get started, we're gonna need a couple things. Base components. Okay, so basic components for refined storage boils down to quartz enriched iron, these processor bindings, which help you make your basic processors, your improved processors, and your advanced processors. That's your core components for refined storage. You're gonna need a lot. You're gonna need a lot of iron. Even we have, let's see, how much iron do we have? We don't have a lot of iron, not as much iron as this is probably going to take us. We'll get started and we'll see where we end up with it. But to be honest, I mean, it's a good start with our iron. We will probably end up needing more iron because it uses a lot of quartz enriched iron. Let me tell you. So let's go ahead and get some of our quartz, which I have up here. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to just make a whole stack of, that's the wrong button. There we go. Just make us as much quartz enriched iron as you can for now. So we have that. So we're good to go here. And now we need our processor bindings. Now processor bindings come from string, slime, and string. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chiefs. I forgot about the string component to this. Luckily it makes 8, so we can make 16. I'm gonna go pop out here real quick, and we are going to harvest this industrial hemp. See how much of that hemp fiber we got. Quite a bit. That's what, like 30 string, 20 string. So I think that's the recipe. Yeah, 19 string. So that's good. So we can go ahead and make more of these, and we got almost a stack. Will we need all that right now? Potentially. So we'll see where we end up with it. And that can go there, and those hemp seeds can go there, and we're good. Nope, not that button. Clean that up, and we have regular iron. Okay, so we got our processor binding. We're good to go there. Now we're going to need our basic processors, improved processors, and advanced processors. Now, how many of those we're going to need is dependent on the stuff that we're making. So we're not going to just go ahead and just make a bunch of them, though we could. I know we're going to need a bunch of the raw, the improved, and a bunch of the basic. But let's try and be a little bit smart with our resources because we don't have a whole lot of these processor bindings. So first things first, you're going to need a controller, the brain to your operation. Oh, I forgot silicon. Smelting of quartz. How else can we get silicon? Smelting or crushing lime sand. 3 of them. Quartz. You're going to need a lot of quartz too. I forgot about this aspect of... You can pulverize lime sand. Do I have any lime sand? Nope, wrong button. I need to put this into bag mode. That's I have limestone. I should look up how do you make lime sand? I forgot about silicon. Lime sand is sand crushed or diorite crushed or milled. Okay, so we are not there yet. So we will just hold off on the lime sand and we'll just smelt some quartz. So let's go ahead and get that going. We'll just grab a stack. We can always pop over to the nether if we need more quartz, so it's not that big of a deal. And it was smelted, correct? Yes. So we're gonna let that cook. And we're going to get the other stuff that we need. So we need any stone and then 8 of the enriched iron that we had. Tell me I have no stone. Man, I am completely unprepared for this episode, aren't I? Do I have any cobble in here that I can smelt up? Now here's a question. That says any forged stone. Slate, marble, gneiss, jade, larvacite, voidstone, brimstone, like a whole bunch of stuff counts. Jasper counts as a stone. I don't have to smelt anything. The jasper just counts. I'll take that. I like that. Or dictionary. Grab some of the silicon. And we're going to need an advanced processor. See, there's our first processor. We're just going to require silicon, processor binding, a diamond, and some redstone. So let's grab one diamond. And we are going to go ahead and make this guy. And then he just gets smelted out. So let's go ahead and interrupt that. We're going to throw the quartz in there so it can process all of that. And we have our advanced processor, which should let us get our controller. Like I said, controller is the brains of your refined storage system. Every system needs one, but you only need one. With applied energistics, you need multiple because you have different channels coming out of the sides and everything. But in this, you only need one. And if you right click it, you can turn it into redstone only mode. You can see how much power it has in here. So 32,000 forge energy. And when you start hooking machines up, you can see exactly what each machine is using in power. But yeah, there is our refined storage controller. Pretty nifty. So let's slowly climb up here and get our next thing. So now that we have our controller, we're going to go ahead and need a disk drive. Now, disk drive is what holds your disks. So we need another one of those advanced processors. And I bookmarked them over there to make it a little bit easier for us to quickly make them as needed. You can go in there. That's going to smelt up pretty quick. We need another of these machine casings. I'm just going to grab all of this jasper since it is usable. Grab that. And what else are we missing? We're just missing a chest, which I think I have an extra chest in here. Yes. Bam. And we got a disk drive. Now, disk drive is completely pointless if you don't have a disk to put in it. Let's go check our quests here real quick, actually, and see what we get from this. Hey, look, we got some of the items that we need. I always forget to do this part and check these things before I make these things. So let's go ahead and make one of each of these. So we need that. We need some gold. Let's try and work with our quests, not against our quests, you know? Because, well, work smarter, not harder. It's going to give me some of the materials that we need. I mean, it's not like we aren't going to eventually use them. But it don't hurt to let it give us a, little boost. I forgot that it gave us the slime. Luckily, we had a way to get slime ahead of time. So there's improved processor, advanced processor, and the basic processor. So that quest is now complete. I gave us 16 more quartz enriched iron, which is great. And that is going to require us to make a cable, which cables aren't too bad, just some glass and that quartz enriched iron. We'll go ahead and get a stack of that. That sounds good. And we're going to pop downstairs since we already made the controller, and we'll just pick this bad boy up, and hopefully the NVT data doesn't mess the quest up. And it didn't. And actually, while we're here, let's just go ahead, because we're going to run the cabling down, over. Should be good here. Yeah, so we'll run our cabling here. We're gonna run our cabling underneath so that our controller looks all nice and clean. Trying to keep it clean. We'll see how it goes. Oh my goodness. There. And then I need to get out of here. I always end up moving the wrong thing. And then bam. So now we have cables back there. for us to access, and we can put our controller back down. He is awake, he is live, and you can see there are 7 cables hooked up. I like that you can see how many cables. Just real quick, I'm gonna cheat and not use my door over there because we need to clean up our mess here. So there is cables, and we are gonna run that up to the ceiling. That way it can run along the roof, not the floor. Cool. Let's see what our quests give us now. More cables, nice. So now it wants us to get disk drives, which we have a disk drive and we need a storage disk, and any storage disk will do. I believe we have the resources to go ahead and just make a 16K right off the bat, which should hold everything that we have. Let's see where we end up. So we got our disk drive. We'll keep cables pinned because you never know if we're going to need some more cables. But a 16K disk drive is going to need a 16K storage part, which is going to require 3 4K storage parts, which is going to require 3 1K storage parts. So we're going to need a total of 9 1K storage parts. So let's see. I can make 2. What's my limiting factor here? Glass, I believe. Oh, and silicon. Let's grab the rest of the silicone, and let's grab a stack of sand. We're gonna tick accelerate this guy like no other. Give me all of that sand, or that glass. So we need 9 1K storage parts. So 7 makes 9. And then we use that to make 4K storage part, which requires 3 of those basic processors. What am I short on for this? Iron. Like I said, lots of iron. Also running out of inventory space here. I don't remember if I said 3 or 4, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. We should be good on sand. So now we have 4K storage parts. And I forgot, I need 3 of those. Limiting factor again is going to be those. So I need what? 8 more. 8 more of those bad guys. I can't remember the recipe for them. I forgot I have it pinned over there too. And while we're at it, you're going to need just going to need 4 of the gold ones. So let's go ahead and smelt those. I already had some sitting, but it's okay. And give me that. Smelt those. Do that next. That. Inventory, please clean up. Almost out of silicon. See? Lots of quartz, lots of silicon, lots of iron, lots of glass, lots of stuff. So then usage, we should be able to make 2 more of those. And then usage, we should be able to make 16 once those are done. Cool. And then we just need to put this into a disk and make it into a storage disk. So that just needs this stuff, and bam. So now we have the capability of storing 16,000 items in this guy. And you can see from the recipes you actually gain. So for example, it only took 3 4Ks, which is 12K storage, and you get 16K out of it. So not bad. Now when you place a machine directly next to another one, it doesn't need a cable because it connects via the machine next to it. So you can see here our disk drive is online. We put our disk in there and shabam, we have our disk drive on. Pretty spiffy. So now, how do we get items in there? Well, we need a grid. We need a grid to be able to put our items in. Now I always like to go with the crafting grid. Simply because I want to craft. The regular grid lets you access the items, but you can't craft in it. Kind of pointless. So you want to go with the crafting grid. That way you can craft. So let's go ahead and make our grid. I'm just going to require machine casing and a construction core, which is going to require 2 more of those basic processors. And we're going to need some glowstone dust, and we're going to need some quartz. Oh, look, I had one. I'll probably need another one, though. Well, we'll see. Sorry if I'm all wishy-washy. You know what? Let's check our quest. Maybe our quest gives us something. It gave us the storage housing. Well, again, it's okay. So we need a construction core, which is going to be this guy, and we're going to need a destruction core, which is going to be another one of those, which is this guy. Smelt it up real quick. We're also going to need 2 more gold, so that is this guy. Gold. Could have done that in my hand inventory, but that's okay. Not that big a deal. So we need, nope. Luckily the quest had us make another one of those, so we're good to go there. And there's the grid. And then the crafting grid, it just requires another diamond one, which we have, and a crafting table, which you can just grab that guy there. So we have so many lying around. Tell me it's not a word dictionary. Okay, so it was this, this, and this. You serious? A baobab crafting table doesn't work? Oh, I can turn that into a normal crafting table. Thank the maker. I was about to say, that is kind of annoying. And we have our crafting grid, yes. So now what we need to do is stick it somewhere. And where we are going to stick it is right here. In our wall, our beautiful wall. So we can go ahead and we're going to run our cables. Hook that guy up. Put that back. Eventually we're going to have other terminals there. But for now, what wall is that on? That's over here, which is this wall. So we need to run our cabling down. Goodness. I gotta find where that's at, don't I? Ah, it's right there. That's why. Let's just go ahead and grab some dirt, and we're gonna build and fix this really quick. Don't worry if it sounds like you're breaking glass. It's just cable. So we need to go down this one. There we go. Cable. No, that's my roof. I'm sorry. It's cable, 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 cable. There we go. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Eventually we will not have dirt. Part of the base beautification project, we will make that look much better. And shabam, we are now online. So if we come over here, we should see on our controller, our crafting grid is active. And if we go up here, we can see that this should be lit up. Yes, look at that. And if we go in here, we have our crafting grid. So if we put an item in there, it's in there. Where's it at? Oh, it's in the system. So we can actually go ahead and pop all of this stuff in there. Except for our used items. Just prepping for us to destroy all of our chests and dump all of our items into this. So now you have a couple options with this. You can have your display be normal. You can have it craftables, only craftables. Normal is usually where I put it. You can have it descending or ascending, and then you can have it sort by different items. Usually quantity is what I put it on. You can have it sort alphabetically by name or ID number, what last item that you used in there. But quantity, descending is generally where I have it, so you can see what you have the most of in there. You can have the search box automatically be selected when you go in here, so you can immediately start typing, or you can have it just normal, or you can have it JEI synchronized. So if I go over here and type silicon, it pulls it up over there. Pretty handy. And you can have JEI synchronized auto selected. And then you can have it two-way where you can type either way and it'll do it either way, which is kind of handy. I will probably do the two-way. Don't necessarily like auto selected because sometimes I like to, if you do auto selected, you can't like hit U and R. I think you have to hit like Control U and Control R. I just don't like it. And then we have size stretch. You have small, you have medium, you have large. I generally like to put it on large. That way it doesn't mess with my JEI bookmarks over here. Let's see what our quests are going to give us. So we got our grid, which gave us more cables. We got a crafting grid, which gave us some stuff. And then it wants us to get us a wireless crafting grid, which we will. Oh, 2 advanced processors. Nice. So, with that being said, let's get out our... Don't have one. Let's get some iron real quick. And some sticks. We'll actually pop these into here, and you'll see if I go over here and I type in that I want an axe, and I type pick an iron axe, look at that. It crafted it for me, and I can craft as many as I want. Handy dandy. But what we're going to do is make a massive mess. Oh, was that chest empty? I'm like, why did that do that? Oh, a pickaxe for this. We're making a mess. So all of this stuff is here, and we're just gonna dump it all into our system. You can see why I blocked this off so that nothing goes there, and you're gonna see we got stuff going in. That's an axe, that's an axe. Let's just break the iron chests first, and then we'll go for the other ones. We can vein mine the rest of them. And then vein mine these chests. Give me all the stuff. All that sawdust, yeah. Tons of paper. 932 sawdust. Sweet. Now, we're not going to vein mine or get rid of this guy, but we can dump all of this into the system at least. Now, you may be wondering, but TheAndrata, what happens if you run out of storage? A couple options. Add another disk drive. You can see that we were able to hold 10 disks in our disk drive at any one time, which is, I mean, if we put 10 16Ks in there, that's 160,000 items we can have. And like I said, too, you can have as many disk drives as if you want. So if I wanted to make this whole wall disk drives, go for it. Each one of them with a 16K, go for it. Right now we have 5.9 thousand items, almost 6,000. Or you can set up storage drawers. Drawers. So if you set up a storage drawer system and drawer controllers, which we'll probably do, at least for compacting drawers, that way we have all of our ingots and like redstone and stuff compacted, so we can pull out a block or whatever. We don't have to teach the system how to make those kind of things. But yeah, so we have the drawers, and you can set them up, and you can put all your ingots and all those things inside of there, and then you can attach a external storage from Refined Storage to it, and it'll allow you to access all of those. You can set the external storage to have a higher priority than your system. So if you set it to a priority of 10 and this leave it at 1, it's going to pump all the items into there first before it starts filling up those drawers. Pretty nifty. But yeah, that's Refined Storage. We are pretty much set up. We got all the stuff that we needed to really, I mean, I say that Refined Storage is the point where a playthrough of Minecraft can really accelerate because it is just so convenient being able to access all of this stuff without having to go searching and hunting through chests to try and see, you know, to make stuff. You know, I got things in 10 different chests here. That's a pain. Here, if I want to make something, I just make it. Super handy. Next episode, we'll go ahead and we're going to start getting into a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of what quest don't I have done? We'll get into a little bit of auto crafting with refined storage. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Miner's Delight. Ooh, what did that get us? Diamond chunks, redstone chunks, osmium, lapis, silver, emerald. I remember looking at these before, and you really don't get too much extra from them. If you crush the redstone, you get 6 instead of 3, I think, but not that big a deal. But yeah, next episode we'll go ahead and get into auto crafting a little bit, mainly just the super simple things that don't require the crafters just yet. And yeah, I'm excited. So thanks for stopping by. Take it easy, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.